I used to think sleep paralysis was just a bad dream, something people exaggerated online for attention. I don't think that anymore, because one night I woke up and my body didn't. It started like any normal night. Phone on the table, lights off, fan humming softly above me. I remember turning onto my side and thinking, I'll sleep early tonight. Then, I opened my eyes. At first, everything felt normal. The room looked the same shadows, same curtains swaying slightly from the fan. I tried to stretch, but nothing moved. My arms wouldn't respond. My legs felt buried under concrete. Even my fingers, nothing. That's when the panic crept in. I tried to speak, to call out, to make any sound at all, but my mouth wouldn't open. My chest felt heavy, like someone had placed a slow, careful weight on it. And then, I noticed something was wrong. The room was too quiet. The fan was still spinning, but I couldn't hear it anymore. The ticking clock had stopped. That's when I felt it. Breathing. Not mine. It was slow, close, right next to my ear. I wanted to turn my head. I needed to see what was there, but my neck wouldn't move. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw the darkness shift. At first, it looked like a shadow stretching unnaturally across the wall. Then, it rose. It didn't walk. It unfolded. Long, thin, too tall from my room. Its head tilted, like it was studying me, like it was curious. The breathing got louder. I tried to scream, but my chest wouldn't let the air out. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might tear through my ribs. Then it climbed onto the bed. The mattress dipped. I felt the weight press down on my legs, my stomach, my chest. I couldn't breathe. Its face moved closer, but there were no clear features, just darkness where eyes should be. And then it whispered my name. Not loudly, not angrily, softly, like it had said it many times before. Tears rolled into my ears as I begged silently for my body to move. My vision started to blur. The edges of the room pulsed. I thought, this is how it ends. Then, suddenly, I gasped. My body snapped back to life like a switch had been flipped. I shot up in bed, choking for air, sweat soaking my shirt. The room was normal again. The fan was loud. The clock was ticking. I was alone. I didn't sleep the rest of that night. The next morning, I told myself it was just my brain, just sleep paralysis. But here's the part that still keeps me awake. There were fingerprints on my chest. Dark, bruised marks. Exactly where the weight had been. And sometimes, when the room gets too quiet at night, I swear, I can hear breathing that isn't mine.
I didn't believe in sleep paralysis. I thought it was just another internet horror myth, something people exaggerated for attention. That changed at 3:17 a.m. I know the exact time because I watched the clock the entire time it happened. It started like any normal night. I went to bed late, phone face down, room completely dark. No music, no TV, just silence. I remember drifting off, that heavy feeling behind the eyes, the moment when thoughts blur. And then I woke up. Or at least I thought I did. My eyes were open. I could see my ceiling fan perfectly still. Moonlight leaked through the curtain, just enough to outline my room. But my body wouldn't move. I tried to blink, nothing. Tried to swallow, nothing. It felt like my chest was being pressed down, like someone had placed a weight on me and leaned in. I tried to scream. No sound came out. That's when I heard breathing. Not mine. Slow. Controlled. Too close. It was coming from the corner of the room. I couldn't turn my head, but I could see it from the edge of my vision. A shape where nothing should have been. Darker than the dark. At first, it didn't move. It just stood there, watching. Then it stepped forward. Every step felt louder than the last, even though it made no sound. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it would tear out of my chest. I wanted to close my eyes. I couldn't. The thing leaned over my bed. And then it whispered my name. Not loudly, not clearly, like it was testing how it sounded. I felt its breath on my face, cold, wrong, empty. Its presence pressed harder on my chest until breathing felt impossible. I was sure this was how I would die, trapped in my own body, awake, helpless. Then it did something worse. It smiled. I couldn't see its face, but I knew it was smiling. You don't need eyes to feel something like that. Tears ran down the sides of my face. I tried to pray. I couldn't even move my lips. And just when the pressure became unbearable, it stopped. The weight lifted. The breathing vanished. I gasped and sat straight up, air burning my lungs. My body was free. The room was empty. The clock read 3:21 a.m. 4 minutes. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. The next morning, I told myself it was just sleep paralysis, a hallucination, science, until I noticed something. On my chest, right where the pressure had been, was a faint handprint, cold and slowly fading. I still sleep with the lights on now, because sometimes, just before I fall asleep, I hear breathing in the corner of the room, and I'm terrified to open my eyes.